Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Ebony, and first and foremost, I just want to thank everyone who has subscribed to my channel thus far. I think I'm pretty much approaching 1 year since I posted my first video here on YouTube, and I'm almost at 900 subscribers, which is like I can't believe it, and I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful. So, all of you who have subscribed to the channel, thank you so much. I hope everyone had a really good holiday break, and I hope that everyone is enjoying their new year so far. Today, I am back with another pattern review. As you can see by the title, I'm going to be reviewing my latest make, which is a Simplicity bomber jacket. So, if that is something that you're interested in, stay tuned. So I decided to make Simplicity 8418, which is this pattern right here. It has two different views. And then the description of this pattern is Mrs. Lined bomber jacket with fabric and trim variations. So again, this is what the pattern cover looks like. And then here are your line drawings. So as you can see, you have an option to do an applique on the front. You can do piping on the side, or you can just do like a pretty straightforward make similar to what I did. I didn't do any appliques or pipings in the arms. Now, I was definitely inspired by Rochelle from Rochelle Handmade Designs here on YouTube and on Instagram as well. She recently had a Take It to the Streets challenge where she and several other ladies within the sewing community, they each made different bomber jackets. And so that definitely gave me FOMO. So I decided that I too wanted to make a bomber jacket. And she always talks about this pattern. And so shout out to you, Rochelle. You let us know that this pattern was very easy, and I decided to give it a try. So I'm just going to be sharing, my thoughts on how the process went for me as far as like me being what I consider an advanced beginner. All right, so the pattern sizing for this pattern ranges from sizes 4 to 22. I made mine in the size 20, and that was just strictly based off of my bust measurement. My bust is around like a 38 to a 39. And, with this being a jacket, I wanted to make sure that I gave myself enough wearing ease to layer over like my clothes. And so that fit was perfect. It gave me roughly about maybe 7 or 8 inches of ease, which was great. And then as far as your suggested fabrics, basically anything that you want to make this jacket out of is listed on here, from stable knits to your wovens. The only thing that they, note is for your bands, like your wristband, neckband, you definitely want to have something that's like stretchy. So like rib trim, any type of like rib knit, any type of knit fabric for that would be super important. And then for your notions, you do need a 22-inch separating zipper. And then depending on the view that you decide to make, if you want to do any of like the embroidery, for this view here, you would need some patches. And then if you were interested in doing like this Letterman style of jacket, you would need piping for the sleeve. I made basically this view here, which is the pink one. So I didn't use any piping and I didn't use any embroidery. I just wanted something to challenge myself, but also at the same time, I didn't want to like overdo it and get fatigued and then end up not finishing the project. So I decided to keep it simple and just do this straightforward view here. Now, the fabric that I decided to use is this minky fleece that I got from Walmart. I got it as a part of the pre-cut bundle. So this is the little paper here. So it was 4 yards for $6. I don't know if you can see that, but this is how it came. I love shopping Walmart's pre-cut bundles. And so I got this minky fleece from them. I've had this fabric for a while, and that's just mainly because I didn't know what to do with it. But it's super stretchy, which kind of looking back as far as like with this pattern, My pattern pieces did kind of stretch a little bit whenever I didn't want them to. So, and you'll see later once I insert some clips of me actually, wearing the jacket and showing the jacket, my zipper did kind of get a little bit wavy in certain parts. And then even like the zipper insertion step, it kind of, I struggled a little bit because my fabric had stretched a little bit on those parts that I didn't interface or stay stitch. And so you can definitely do this pattern in a knit, but just if you're a beginner, just keep in mind that you need to be paying attention to how your fabric is stretching. But this is the fabric that I used. Again, it is a minky fleece from Walmart, and it is super stretchy. It's a four-way stretch, and it's in this beautiful snake print, which is like mixtures of gray, silver, white, cream. It's so pretty. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I love any type of animal print. It doesn't matter what kind. So when I saw this fabric and for the price, I absolutely had to get it. And I'm glad that I waited and didn't sew up something immediately. I waited until I found what pattern that I saw that this would best fit. So super happy about that. Now, as far as me making modifications, I did not make any modifications. I wanted to sew this pattern straight through. As I said before, I was inspired by Rochelle, and I wanted to get the full experience and truly see if this pattern is beginner friendly. It definitely is beginner friendly. Let me actually see what this pattern is rated as, if it even has a rating on here. I know some of the older patterns don't have the rating on them, but I would definitely, I guess I would say this pattern to me would be rated as average, and that's just because of the zipper insertion. But I definitely think an advanced beginner can definitely do this pattern. But like I said, I didn't do any modifications. I definitely want to make this pattern again. It was a very straightforward make. The instructions were very easy to follow and things like that. And then there's like multiple sewing videos on this pattern online. So there was certain parts where I kind of got confused a little bit and had to do a little bit of research with YouTube University. And so that was super helpful. But other than that, the pattern was very straightforward. One modification, though, that I do plan to make for whenever I make this pattern again is I definitely want to lengthen the sleeve length. Um, Not that the sleeves are too short for me, but when it came time to attach the lining to the shell or like the jacket, basically, it does feel like it's kind of pulling a little bit. And so I feel like that's just because the sleeves are kind of short and I'm like pulling them down a little bit. But the length, as far as like me wearing it now, feels perfectly fine. But that is something that I would probably do in the future. I did not lengthen the bodice length, which typically I usually have to do with my patterns, with me being tall and having like a longer torso. I think that the band ends perfectly on my body, so that's nice that I didn't have to modify that. But probably next go around, I'll just lengthen the sleeve, maybe about an inch or so, nothing crazy because it still has that band on there. So it hits my wrist at the perfect area, but the lining does kind of pull a little bit and it's kind of uncomfortable just from me putting the jacket on. And then once I kind of adjust the area, it gets better. So, okay. So speaking of me having to refer to YouTube University, as I call it, which just means that I had to go and look up some tutorials for different techniques. This was the first time where I guess it's called the burrito method. I know that they call it the burrito method whenever you're making a button down and you want to attach your two yolks together to have like a clean finish. So I feel like that's what we did with the jacket with the instructions. I think that would be considered the burrito method. And I have the jacket here, which by the way, I didn't mention what I used for a lining. I ended up using this, oh gosh, what was it? I think it's technically a crushed velvet, but it's from Joanne, their Casa collection. So it's not like real velvet. I got it years ago and I got it maybe like 5 years ago whenever I first started to kind of get into sewing, and I was just buying everything just because, and I had no real plans. I was just buying fabric and buying patterns and things like that. So I had a lot of this white crushed velvet, but I didn't want the velvet to show on the outside because it's really shiny, because it was like maybe $4 or $5 a yard. So it's super cheap and it has like a really shiny like finish on it. And I didn't like that in contrast to this kind of neutral outer part of the jacket. And so what I did was I just have the wrong side of the velvet showing. So this is how the inside of it looks. With this project, I did not have to use my serger at all, and that's just because I have it lined. And like I was saying, a lot of the techniques I hadn't done before, and so I did have to go to YouTube University to do some research on that, because I have made a bomber jacket before, and I made one for my son last year, and I didn't do the same techniques as I did this go around. It was a lot of hand stitching as far as like finishing off the lining for that pattern. Whereas with this one, I used my machine a lot, which I was sorry about that. My battery was low. But like I was saying, with the finishings of the inside, so it had me do the burrito method for the attaching the lining to the sleeve, which I'll show you. This is what that looks like. And then I also did the burrito method for the neckline, and as well as not attaching the waistband, but like finishing it and making sure that it folds over and stays secure within the inside of the lining. And the only little bit of hand sewing that I had to do was to close up the lining. I'm trying to see if I can show you. So yeah, right along here, which does not look the best, but I think that has to do with the type of fabric that I used, which is um, this very thin crushed velvet. And so it kind of frayed a little bit, and I was able to like easily put holes in it. And so I just had to be super careful. But I think, this is fine for how it looks. I would rather have this little bit versus, me having to close up a larger section, and then, it looks bad. So even like along the zipper, that looks super clean because we used the burrito method for that as well. So yeah, once I watched someone do the technique, that seemed to help. And then when I went back and read the instructions, they made perfect sense. So I don't want you to think that I couldn't interpret what the instructions were telling me to do. It just felt weird because I had never done it before. And so seeing someone do it, and then that kind of gave me the confidence, like, oh, okay, this is what I am supposed to do. It just felt weird. But I did enjoy these techniques. It definitely made this process a lot better for me, because I remember whenever I was making my son's bomber jacket and having to, make sure that the zipper teeth at the top was hidden perfectly, and like making sure this was folded over nicely, and hand sewing that was a pain, and it kind of took the fun out of it. And so this go around, it took me, I'm a slow sewer. I just kind of do my own thing and just like watch videos and things like that. And so it took me around 3 sessions, and that's maybe like 3 to 4 hours each day. I just ended up doing it around New Year's Eve, Christmas break. I just took my time with it because I wanted to do a good job. So I definitely enjoyed these new methods, and I definitely want to continue to use them. Like I said before, I definitely want to make this pattern again. And now learning these techniques, they've kind of given me the confidence to, I definitely think it won't take me 3 days to make this jacket. Maybe I can do it in a day if I really focus, or even maybe 2 days. Well, all right, you guys, that is going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope you liked the jacket as much as I do. I'm in love with this snake print. If I ever see it in Walmart, I'm gonna buy it again. I'm really glad that it came with 4 yards, because I have a little over a yard and a half left over. And so I'm going to make me some cozy pants so that I can have a cute little matching set. But I hope that you enjoyed this pattern review. Even me using the crushed velvet on the inside, I love that I was able to do that. I've had that fabric for so long and I hated it. And I almost thought of like giving it away. So I'm glad that I was able to repurpose it into something else. And I think it being the jacket being made with a minky fleece and a crushed velvet is going to keep me super warm. Although you guys know I do live in Arizona, but it does get pretty cold when the sun's not out, when it's early in the morning. So this jacket will definitely get worn at least until we start to get into the summer. So again, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave me a comment down below letting me know what you think, and I will catch you guys in my next upload. Bye.